welcome back. Thank you. And we have Erika Wong now as we're entering into fall. It's all about comfort food, and I don't know about you, but I started eating comfort food in the spring. Summer when all this started. I started eating my comfort food. So we want to eat healthy comfort food because stress is a living, breathing organism in my body. It's not going to change. There's no magic potion. There's no magic pill. So we have to channel it, we have to navigate it, and we have to
eat to protect, right? Absolutely.
Talk to us, Erika. I know you're going to make, and you get, this is your office.
It's like home.
Thank you for having us to your office. Are you kidding me? Thank you so much, Erika. So you're going to make a carrot, ginger, turmeric soup, yes. One of my favorite. Yes. So show us how it's done, girl.
This soup, you know, as Amy's saying, we're all super stressed. We don't want to bring more stress into the kitchen, right? We want to make this really easy. So our carrot, ginger, turmeric soup today is exactly what the title implies. We're going to go ahead and get started in our soup pot. So I've got just a tablespoon of olive oil, and my soup pot's already hot. I'm going to go in with a little bit of onion, as many soups start.
So onions are good for your cells. It's good for cell health. And also, you're using the turmeric as well, and it's all anti-inflammatory, the ingredients, the carrots and the ginger and the turmeric.
So with the onions and actually with the garlic that's going to go in soon, they contain a compound called quercetin, which can actually turn on antioxidant protection and turn off inflammation.
Do you want to explain to everybody what an antioxidant is?
Sure, an antioxidant is like the good guy, right? We have natural bad guys in our body. We have byproducts of just breathing every day and eating and then whatever other stressors life throws at us. And you know, that's part of life. But if we can eat antioxidants every day, every meal, as we saw with breakfast, with lunch, and maybe with dinner, you know, that's the phytochemical intake that we need. Antioxidants, phytochemicals, essentially plant compounds that are the good guys, that fight off the bad guys. And if we go too long without getting that intake, that's when it can start to wreak havoc on our body. So we've heard inflammation a couple times. We've heard, you know, that inflammation is the root cause that we believe for cancers, diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's. So we do want to eat this anti-inflammatory, antioxidant-rich, you know, diet. So we've got our onion going. I'm going to go in with a little bit of garlic. Again, high quercetin, high antioxidant power. I've got some ground turmeric here, which is actually a cousin of the ginger that's going to go in next.
So is it turmeric or turmeric?
Good question.
Potato?
How you say it? Tomato, tomato. Yeah. I say turmeric. It's easier to roll off the tongue.
Well, Christina says it with an Italian accent.
Okay.
And then some Parmigiano. You know.
So in went all the aromatics. It smells amazing. I think I'll waft it this way you can all smell it, but
I think they should make a perfume out of it. People would say, wow, you smell like turmeric.
You can't really go wrong with garlic and ginger as a base. And they carry a lot of antioxidants. There's no one food that's going to prevent cancer. There's no one food that's going to cause it. It's really about the diet in whole. And as you can see with the spread we've got today and the smoothie, which was so colorful, the beets and everything in Carrie's salad, so colorful. And then we've got lots of color here. That's really where those phytochemicals are found.
May I ask you a question? How is important for both of you can answer it, because we have all these beautiful fruits and vegetables in front of us that are very colorful, and I'm the kind of person where I believe you should eat a rainbow a day. A rainbow. So you have carrots in here and some vegetable stock, and then I'm going to be quiet after this, I promise. I just want to point out that when you cut a carrot and it's round, if you look at the round part, you can actually see the pupil of the eye. It is crazy. And so what do carrots do? Vitamin A, what is it?
The antioxidants in carrots absolutely support retinal and eye health.
Have you seen that? Did you when you cut it? Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Christina, I think your next book is going to be a children's book because you told us about the celery and the bones. Yeah, and the carrots and the, you know, that's amazing.
So we went in with our carrots. When you're doing a pureed blended soup, such as this one, we're starting with a lot of whatever our main ingredient is. And here in the Wellness Kitchen, we really push these pureed veggie soups as a great way to get to 10 servings a day, which sounds like really crazy to a lot of people. When we say that, people go, no way, I could never do that. But I think it's also good news that a serving, like Carrie said, of strawberries, that cup right there is just like 4 strawberries. So a serving is really small. And if we can start with a cup of fruit at breakfast, a cup of veggies at lunch, a cup of veggies at dinner, that's almost 6 servings a day. Throw in some plant protein as an afternoon snack, like nuts or nut butter or seeds. And you're really well on your way to an anti-cancer, preventive, type of plant-based diet that's really, it goes a long way for longevity and disease prevention. So whether you're going through treatment or you have a high risk for cancers or other chronic diseases, this is really the way we got to go. It's not a new message, but it is the best, most powerful one, in my opinion, that, more. And so if we had some of Christina's smoothie for breakfast, there's a couple fruit servings.
Well, I wanted to ask you, how many fruits should we have a day? Because fruits do have sugar, and I think fruits they're complex carbohydrates. Yes. So it assimilates, but how you can have too much and then too much.
You can.
So how many fruits?
You
should
can't
you have
have
a day?
too much sugar from fruit. You can. I would say though that's probably not the case for most people. I think if we're talking about blood sugar issues or diabetes, we definitely want to be, of course, more mindful of how much fruit sugar. I wouldn't want someone to sit down to a whole, bowl of grapes or something, but generally 1.5 to 2 cups a day, roughly, that puts you at 3 to 4 fruit servings a day. But some of the bananas these days are really large. That's 2 fruits. So if that's part of your breakfast, good for you. And maybe we're all getting more servings than we think because a serving is actually really small. Just for reference, it's about 1/2 cup of a fruit or a veggie. That's really small. So if our goal at one meal is a cup, that's 2 servings. Ideally, the goal would be 2 cups of veggies at lunch and 2 cups of veggies at dinner, and that roughly makes up half the plate. So this soup is straight veggie. You could pretty much eat as much as you want. We've got the salad, straight veggie, that can take up half the plate. But how often are our lunches just a quick sandwich or a quick something on the run? And we really don't have that half of the plate that is so powerful, right? That's really our message here in the Wellness Kitchen is let's add to the diet and let's give more of the good stuff.
What I love about the soup, though, because you can have it cold or hot.
Yes.
I could keep it in a mason jar and carry it with me. For in the afternoon, it's like, I'm feeling a little blah, and then you can drink it right there. So it's delicious cold when it's pureed.
Sometimes we talk about how, the
Yes,
sensitivity
just more
to
appetizing,
heat,
yes.
or sensitivity to spices or what have you.
And the
So all this
ginger
is
and
very
garlic may be a little strong if you are going through treatment. But anyways, you can take this and tailor it and dial that down quite a bit. But during these stressful times, if you're going through treatment or you're a current patient, even more added stress. And feeding our body this way with the colors that we've shown, with the plant foods that are all around the kitchen today, that's really our best defense, especially heading into cold and flu season with everything else going on. We need that immune support. And the same message, no one food supports the immune system, no one food damages it, it's really in whole. So when we look at what you eat in a week, we were saying, do you eat something dark red? Do you eat something dark orange, dark green? Over the course of a week, it doesn't have to be, did I get in all my colors today? It's really a bigger picture.
Rainbow week.
Exactly. What we're doing now is just kind of waiting. I mean, this is the stage where I would probably walk away and go do something else in my kitchen, or we're waiting for the carrots to soften because it's all going in a blender. And to blend a hot boiling soup can be a little intimidating. We don't want to fill it to the top and blast it on high. We want to fill it just a little and kind of dial it up. We've had soup on the ceiling before. So
who hasn't? It's like,
But again, we love our blender for this. If this step is a little intimidating or just not what you're feeling up for, if you happen to have a stick blender or an immersion blender, it plugs in, you stick it right in the pot. And if this were it, you just kind of blend it right in the pot. You're never taking it out. And that's another great way to get a nice blend on your soup. But as Amy was saying, this is also a nice one to triple or even quadruple because it'll freeze really well. And when we're going to cook once, let's get more bang out of it, especially, again, during these stressful times. And then we have easy things in the freezer we can pull out when we've had a long day and dinner is not really something we have time for.
Should we pretend that they're cooked and blended up so people can see what
Sure,
it looks like
I think we're going to
done?
go ahead. I've got the blender
Do we have any,
here.
mitts or anything that we?
I'm just going to go
Oh,
in
you're just
with,
gonna go in that way? Okay.
So the carrots got nice and soft. We used vegetable broth today. Sometimes we use chicken broth just for the flavor, but this is a vegan soup if you keep it veggie broth. This soup gets creamy without the cream. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think I'm just going to do that for now.
Listen, I'm not crazy. I'm waiting here to do this because I want to take it home with me. I want to put it in the mason jar. Seriously.
All right, here we go. I've got a bowl, actually. Oh, I got one. Oh, thank you. I got a little one. Yeah.
That's too small. Look at that beautiful color.
Okay. Now, this is preference with a pureed soup. You can take it thinner or thicker, depending on how much broth you add in. I like to always err on the side of thick because I don't want to feel like I'm having too thin of a pureed soup. You can smell, the antioxidants. You can smell the ginger, the turmeric.
It's beautiful. Yeah. So beautiful.
So I like to add a little yogurt for garnish, totally optional, obviously not keeping in line with vegan, but a little bit of dairy. It just makes it really pop. They do. But this is just a non-fat Greek yogurt. We like to get a little parsley on there. As we've mentioned, we eat with our eyes. And that is easily over a serving of veggie. A little bit bigger bowl would be 2 right there. And if you're not a big veggie fan, if salads or roasted veggies aren't really your thing, maybe soup is your thing. And that can be something that gets into the weekly rotation for, a huge hit of antioxidants,
Are we allowed to taste it? Are we going to get in trouble if we I'm going to stand here. You wait there. I'm going to stand here.
We want you to taste it, and then we're going to have our taste testers too.
So I think with all of this bad news around us, some good news. We really do want you to have full plates, full tummies, and actually be eating more. It's the idea of volume, and it matters. And you can actually eat more and have a lower total daily calorie intake when we're choosing these foods.